On her honeymoon, she discovered an old hotel booking with her husband's name on it. The strange part? The booking was made years before they had ever met. When Sarah Mitchell married Daniel, she believed she had finally found the person she could trust completely. Daniel was charming, successful, and extremely attentive. For their honeymoon, he surprised her with a luxury hotel in Scotland. Sarah was excited. The hotel was beautiful. It had a view of the mountains, a quiet lake nearby, and an old-fashioned lobby that looked like something from a movie. But on their second evening, Sarah noticed something strange. Daniel received a phone call and immediately walked outside. He stayed away for almost 20 minutes. When he returned, he looked nervous. "Everything okay?" Sarah asked. "Yes, just work." She didn't question him. The next morning, Sarah went downstairs to ask the receptionist about extending their stay. While the receptionist checked the booking system, she suddenly paused. "Excuse me, Mrs. Mitchell." Sarah looked up. "Yes." The receptionist frowned at the screen. "It says you've stayed with us before." Sarah smiled. "I haven't." The receptionist looked confused. "There is another booking under your husband's name." Sarah's smile disappeared. "When?" The receptionist checked the record. "For years ago." Sarah's heart began racing. Daniel had told her they had never visited Scotland before. "Can I see the booking details?" The receptionist hesitated. "I'm sorry. It's private." Sarah understood. She walked back upstairs. Daniel was packing their bags. "Why did you stay at this hotel 4 years ago?" He froze. "What?" "The hotel has a booking under your name." Daniel became defensive. "That's impossible." Sarah stared at him. "You told me you'd never been here." "I probably made the booking and canceled it." Sarah wanted to believe him, but something didn't feel right. Later that day, Daniel went out again. Sarah stayed behind. She called the front desk. She didn't ask for private information. Instead, she asked whether the old booking had been canceled or completed. The receptionist checked. It was completed. Sarah felt sick. Daniel had definitely stayed there. Then she remembered something else. The receptionist had mentioned another guest connected to the reservation. Sarah returned downstairs. Was anyone else listed on that booking? The receptionist looked uncomfortable. There was another guest. Sarah's voice became quiet. "Who?" The receptionist couldn't give her the name. But she said something that changed everything. The same person booked another room here 6 months later. Sarah returned to their room. She searched through Daniel's luggage. She wasn't looking for money or anything valuable. She wanted the truth. Inside a small pocket of his suitcase, she found an old hotel key card. The date printed on it was 4 years old. Sarah photographed it. Then she found something even more disturbing. An old receipt. It was for a private meeting room in the same hotel. The date matched the original booking. Sarah didn't confront Daniel yet. Instead, she asked the hotel manager if there was anything unusual about the old reservation. The manager checked the archived records. Then he looked at Sarah seriously. The reservation was connected to a legal case. Sarah's stomach dropped. What kind of case? The manager explained that 4 years earlier, a guest had reported being blackmailed. The hotel had provided security footage to investigators. The case had eventually been closed. But the guest had left behind a statement. Sarah asked if she could contact the person who had made the report. The manager couldn't give her their identity. But he gave her one piece of information. The person had used the same travel agent Daniel still used. Sarah finally understood. This wasn't a random hotel visit. Daniel had been involved in something serious. That evening, Daniel returned. Sarah placed the old key card on the table. He stopped. "You found it." Sarah nodded. "I want the truth." Daniel sat down. He admitted that 4 years earlier, he had come to the hotel to meet a woman who was blackmailing one of his clients. He had been working as a financial consultant at the time. The woman had evidence of illegal transactions involving several wealthy people. Daniel claimed he had gone there to negotiate. But the situation had become dangerous. He had left and never spoken about it again. Sarah wasn't satisfied. Then why did you lie about being here? Daniel looked at her. Because I knew you'd ask questions. Sarah shook her head. You didn't just hide a hotel visit. You hid an entire part of your life. Then the hotel manager contacted her. He had found something in the old records. The woman Daniel had met had made another booking 6 months later. But she hadn't come alone. She had brought someone with her. Daniel. Sarah realized he had lied again. She asked the manager for the date. It was only 2 days before Daniel had proposed to her. Sarah's entire expression changed. She confronted Daniel. Did you know about me before we met? Daniel stayed silent. That silence was enough. He finally admitted that he had met Sarah briefly through mutual friends before they officially started dating. He had known who she was. But he insisted that their relationship had become genuine. Sarah didn't believe him anymore. She left the hotel that night. Before leaving, she gave the hotel manager copies of the evidence she had discovered. The old booking records, the key card, the dates. The information was eventually passed to investigators. They discovered that Daniel had lied about his involvement in the old blackmail case. He had been part of a group that had helped hide financial evidence. The case was reopened. Daniel faced serious legal consequences. Sarah's marriage ended before it truly began. But she didn't consider herself a victim anymore. She had discovered the truth before spending years trapped inside another person's lie. Months later, Sarah returned to the same hotel. She stood in the lobby and looked at the old booking records. A place that had once represented betrayal now represented something different. It had given her the truth. Daniel thought the old reservation was forgotten. He was wrong. Sometimes revenge doesn't begin with confrontation. Sometimes it begins with one tiny detail someone thought nobody would ever notice. Would you have stayed with Daniel after discovering the truth? Tell us in the comments.